I woke up uneasy. I could tell something was off with my ear, as if it were plugged, but it seemed more like the balance of my hearing was wrong. I forgot about it as the day went on and I was at work. As I finished the day at the office, I noticed my arm had gone numb. It must have fallen asleep, I rationalized, knowing that my posture isn't always the greatest, and a long day at the computer can definitely cause that to happen. After a while at home, the numbness didn't go away. It was exclusive to my left arm, so I did a self-assessment, fearing it might be the sign of a heart attack. Everything else seemed fine, and it had been almost an hour since I had started noticing the numbness. I sat down in a chair to relax, but I was quickly bothered by the feeling that I had around my shoulder blade. The light passing through the small gap in my drapes was probably the cause of this new sensation. It must have been heating up the spot where it hit on the back of my chair. But the more I explored this, the more it bothered me. My back didn't really feel warm, it was almost cold. More numbness, it seemed. I went to bed that night in the hopes that some sleep might give me a reset. All would be well in the morning. I woke up and went to play catch with my friend. It was a really nice warm day after a long winter, and picking up my lacrosse stick felt really good. As we played, I kept flicking my left arm. The numbness was still there. For the rest of the day, my anxiety increased. I started to feel very fatigued. At one point, I was on the floor trying to rest for a minute, and I found it hard to keep my eyes open. Not just because I was sleepy, it was like my eyes and even my mind were heavy, sluggish. It was May 5th, so I had been planning to go to a party for Cinco de Mayo. The thought of driving even a little bit started to frighten me. I didn't want to risk hurting someone if I was feeling like this. I started texting my friend to let her know I wasn't feeling well and had to cancel, when the most startling thing of all happened. I dropped my phone straight to the floor. This terrified me. I never drop my phone. It's 4 years old, no case, not so much as a blemish on the screen. I was in the middle of texting and it was like I couldn't hold it anymore. It just slipped right out of my hands. I lay down right there on my kitchen floor. Something is wrong. The next day was worse. I felt dizzy and off balance. I was running into walls even though I could see them there. I was so fatigued. It felt like someone had found the power box to my body and started flipping the switches to off. First, feeling in my left arm. Second, the feeling in the left side of my head. Third, my energy. Fourth, coordination. It just kept going. I ended up at the ER that day, and after an MRI, I walked away with a tentative diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. It's the anniversary of my first MS attack. This past year has been tumultuous and scary. I've never been so beaten down by life. MS being only part of the story, I've also never known myself so well. Life is so much more fluid and changeable than we like to admit, and so are we. We can all change. We don't have to be defined by our past, by our circumstances, by our health. The especially difficult defining moments don't have to be confining. I see all of these difficulties as opportunities to define myself anew. I choose not to be defined by my diagnosis.